Hello, hello, you wonderful people out there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Let's Talk Relationship. And I am Stefania Pulio, for those of you that don't know. And we're going to be talking about Valentine's Day today. That's right. Do we love it or do we hate it? And I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to be doing this talk show, which will be going on for a while. It's going to be a continuous, ongoing thing. So, would like to just welcome you all. I'm just so grateful that you're all here. So bear with me with the technology. I do have a guest that's going to be on with me today. And first of all, I just want to just say, give me a tag, give me a heart, show me some love, and hashtag if you're watching this live or it's on a replay, just so I can see whether I get all the messages coming through. Because what happens is I get your messages and we're able to answer them while we're on the show. Okay? So without any further delay, welcome. We're going to be talking about Valentine's Day, and I have a guest that's going to be speaking with me, and you all know her, I'm pretty sure. So I would love to welcome the lovely Zanetta.
Hello.
Hello, Zanetta.
Oh, pretty in red.
Yeah, we're in red. Just for the celebration of Valentine's Day that's going to be coming up soon, right?
Yes.
Yes. So I thought the same thing. We didn't plan this,
No.
guys, did we?
No, we didn't. This was unplanned.
Unplanned. So how are you, Zanetta?
I'm good. I'm good. You can see I'm blinged out today.
You are. You're looking very bling bling.
Yes.
Red suits you, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I love red. Red's my power color. I love red. My favorite color.
It's one of my favorite color because I'm a black and white person.
Mm-hmm.
But if there's color,
red is
be
your
red.
color. Yeah. Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. So we have a great show ahead. We're going to be talking about the lovely Valentine's Day. I know that it's coming up in a few days, and
Yes.
it's a topic or a subject that a lot of people talk about, and some people either love it and some people either hate it. And yeah, so we were going to talk about it, and if there are any people out there that want to share, I've had some comments come through already, particularly for males, believe it or not, and I'm going to be sharing them because they were. I've asked them if I can personally share their message, so I'll read them out later. But yeah, so who do we have here?
Rich.
Yeah, how do I just go on here and show the message? Yeah.
Yes.
Who's this? Rich with a Rich. Happy Valentine's Day, Stefania. Happy Valentine's Day to you too, Rich. Good to have you on and viewing our show. But Valentine's Day. What is Valentine's Day and why do we celebrate Valentine's Day? Where did it all come about? Has Valentine's Day got anything to do with chocolates and romance and everything like that? So, yeah, I thought I'd give you a little rundown about Valentine's Day. Do you know much about Valentine's Day, the history of it, Zanetta, at all?
Yeah, a little.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead and educate us.
All right. Well, I don't know whether it's the same, history, because there's so many. I've kind of like done a little bit of research. So I've basically picked up the most simplest one to share. And if anyone has a different version, I'm happy to hear that out. And also, of course, yours, Zanetta. So, of course, Valentine's Day, the 14th of February, which is right smack in the middle of the month. And is Valentine's Day, what is it all about? And who is Saint Valentine? Because really, it is a religious day. It originally started off being as a religious day, and it was to celebrate religious or I guess to do with Saint Valentine. So Saint Valentine's Day is for historians, it's all about Lupercalia, which he celebrated fertility and may have included a ritual in which men and women were paired off by choosing names from a jar. Believe it or not, in ancient
Mm.
Greece, people observed a midwinter celebration for the marriage of god Zeus and goddess Hera. So that's a little bit about that. But what's it got to do with chocolates and hearts and all that fuzzy stuff that's got to do with the romance that we are all known to know? Okay, because it's like all the love has to be shared on Valentine's Day. What about the other
Mhm.
days, right?
Right, right, right.
Which I think you often hear, well, it's Valentine's Day for me every day. Valentine's Day or Love Day, the Love Day should be celebrated every day with your loved one. So it was a feast day in the Catholic religion, okay, in about 500 AD. The day was commemorated for martyred saints named Saint Valentine, or there was another one, differing legends to celebrate these different saints. For example, Valentine, Valentinus. But since very little was known about these men, of course, 500 AD, how would they have kept any history of these guys? Not quite sure, right? The
Mhm.
feast days was removed from the Christian calendar, and then it kind of turned into a holiday for the romantics of the world. Okay.
Yeah.
And from then on, it was, celebrated amongst lovers, amongst those that secretly loved somebody, and the letters, it was more celebrated in the way of expressing love through letters, expressing it on paper. And Saint Valentine himself, right,
Mhm.
if he's the right, well, I don't know whether we're talking about the one back in 500 AD, he was actually a Roman priest who performed weddings for soldiers forbidden to marry because of a Roman emperor decree saying married soldiers did not make good warriors, and thus young men could not marry. So this Saint Valentine wore a ring of Cupid on his finger, which was a symbol of love, and helped soldiers recognize him. And he was then matching, the couples up and allowing this to come about. So that's a little bit of history. But why do we celebrate it? Why do we celebrate? And that's why we're going to be talking about why do we celebrate it? That's a little bit of history.
Mhm.
Zanetta, do you celebrate Valentine's Day? Tell me.
Mm. Um.
Is Jeff a Valentine's man?
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
oh, yes, yes. Leading up to Valentine's, he does things.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh yeah, even our daughter gets her Valentine from Jeff. So, yeah, he's a big time Valentine. Big
Mm.
time.
And how does he celebrate? Like the leading up, which I really want to talk about, because this week on my Facebook page, if anyone's been following, I've been doing the week, because the whole week is supposed to be a Valentine's love week. Every day there is a romantic message that I've been putting out that we are to celebrate. And I think
Yeah.
today, which is day 11 here in Australia, day 10 there, today for you guys, it's Teddy Day, where you give your loved one a teddy to say, I love you. And because it's the 11th here, it's promise. Happy Promise Day, promising your loved
Oh.
ones. Or reinstating your pledge that of the love that you have for your loved one. So it can be
Oh,
in many ways.
nice.
So
Yeah,
tell
so he
me.
did. He did. He got me flowers. He just, you know, it came home and I was like, "What is this for?" He was like, "It's coming up to Valentine." I said, "It's not Valentine's yet." He's like, "I know." So that was flowers, and then a teddy bear. I
Mm.
love teddy bears.
On another
So
day, on another
on,
day.
on another day,
Oh, okay. So you
and
know.
then on another day, he took me out for dinner. Very nice dinner. And then on another day, he got me my favorite chocolate.
Oh,
Yeah,
what is your favorite chocolate?
Mr. Good Bar.
Oh, I don't know that one. We don't have that one in Australia. What?
It's a very cheap chocolate.
Oh, okay. But it's one of your favorites, right?
Yes, it's one of my favorites. Yeah,
Uh-huh. Good. Well,
yeah.
that's important.
So he's a big time. He's a romantic. Yeah, I'm not.
You're not. That's okay. So you tell me your views on for Valentine's Day then.
Well, okay. So the reason why I'm not such a big Valentine person is because everybody goes out. It becomes commercialized, right? It's commercialized. Businesses make a lot of money out of it, uh, and this is when women or the loved one expects something from the loved one,
Hmm.
and if they don't, then they get devastated. So, it to me, it's like, okay, why do you have to wait until February the 14th? You should say it every day. Don't just go out of your way on that one day
Hmm.
to show me, through flowers, through a card or whatever it is, that you see me or I exist or yeah, I think it's superficial. For me, I think it's superficial.
Because do you know it's actually um, one of like it's a quite an international celebrated. Well, it's not a holiday feast day because it's not an actual holiday, but it's even like florists actually make more money on Valentine's Day than actually Mother's Day.
Mother's
Believe.
Day.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a quite an internationally celebrated day where people do go out in a big way to celebrate Valentine's Day. But why all this hype just on the one day? That's what I am interested to to know.
Well, I think at first it starts off um, with good intentions. It
Mhm.
starts off with good intentions, and the history that you were talking about is the same history that I know. Saint Valentine was, um, the priest. He was marrying off these young men, secretly, and when it was found out, he was executed, beheaded.
Yes.
So a lot of love poured into Saint Valentine. So a lot of them were sending hearts. And that's how it started: flowers and hearts, flowers and hearts. So the intention was, in the beginning, was good. It was a remembrance of how he was for love, you know, um, and then it turned it commercial. It became commercialized. How it became commercialized, and where I don't know how that changed, but um, of course, anything in the beginning always has good intentions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
does. It does. And I think too, because it is so commercialized, some people get caught up in the whole, or I have to get her something, or I have to get him something. It doesn't come from a place of, not saying that it's not coming from a place of love, but it's not even coming. It's not a spontaneous thing. Like, I think, I know with myself. I mean, I do enjoy Valentine's Day as being remembered for loved ones. Your boo, whatever. But I also like to be remembered the other days of the year. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's for me, it's, yeah, Valentine's Day, it's a great way to share it and express it. But what happens to the other 364 days of the year?
Mm-hmm.
Which is to say, not that I think, most couples don't remember that their love for each other the other days of the year, but it shouldn't be just driven by that one day, that real commercial day where, people are made to feel you really have to invest
Mm-hmm.
on that one
Yeah.
day, I
Yeah.
think. And I have a very interesting message that I got here from one of my followers. I'd like to read it. It's a private message, but I'm sure he's fine with, I won't say his name. Valentine's Day. Love and hate it, he says. I celebrate love with, and he mentions his boo there, which I won't say, every day. Like a lot of men, I feel it's commercialized into something else other than love. It became an obligation for a man and an excuse for women to want slash receive another material thing. I get excited on Valentine's Day when we share equally in an experience together. He says, for example, a trip to the ballet or a show, that is romance. Experiencing the moment together, not because I'm forced to. He says, makes sense?
It does. It makes perfect sense. I see that William Albert Kevin is on. He said, "Hello, beautiful ladies."
Hmm.
Do you see that?
No, I'm not getting that. I'm not getting that chat come through.
It's on your. Oh, you put it back to take that off because yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So I see it on your page.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not coming up. I think I'm just getting the ones from YouTube coming up, but not
Okay. Okay.
Facebook. So we have to.
Yeah. So I'm gonna keep an eye on that.
Okay.
But yeah, it does make sense. Maybe I'm one of those women that are very rare that I don't really. I think Valentine's Day is just yeah.
Sorry, this came up.
Yeah, I think Valentine's Day is just another day for me. When every day should be a day of showing love, not just at one time. I
Mhm.
think, we put too much pressure on the men, just like what he said. Put too much pressure on the man. You know, I can understand sometimes because I did have a friend who said, if it wasn't for Valentine's Day and all the commercial, then I would literally forget because I'm so busy.
Mm.
I was like, I can buy that for just a few seconds. Just for a few seconds, I can buy that. But for you to remember that you love someone and you want to give something or you want to spend time with someone, commercial should not remind you of that. That's
Exactly.
just my take. That's just my take on it. But Kevin Albert Williams. Okay. Hi, Kevin. He said this is Kevin. Okay. So yeah, I think it's I think it's a commercialized. I think it's pretentious to me.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Oh, I agree. I do agree. I think it can be overrated. But let's talk a little bit about love and how do we actually express love? Is it all in the actions and no words, or is it in the words and no actions? Because you know how you see some of those memes says love doesn't mean anything if it's not followed through with actions, or well, what comes first?
Well, some of these sayings, it just baffles me sometimes. Um, love, that some of them say that love is an action word, you know, but when you don't say anything and you're just there holding somebody's hand or just being there, that's action because a person can feel it. It's an love is energy. You can feel when somebody loves you. You can feel when somebody cares about you. It's not just action. What does it mean? Okay, love is action. Does that mean that the person has to give me flowers, have to do something, has to kiss me, has to, put their hands all over me? What is it? Because men that or women that beat their spouse, they say that they do it in love. So that's action, right? So there's that there's that, okay, what are we really trying to say? We're trying to put love in a box. We're trying to contain it when it can't be. It
Mm,
it just can't. Love can't be contained because love is something that you give freely, you show it without saying something, and you say it also. So
mm,
let's not put it in a box.
absolutely. And I would say too, stop putting conditions on it as well,
Right.
because I
Yeah.
think a lot of people, we can. I think we've all been in that, where whether we're conscious or unconscious of it, we put conditions to it,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
we don't give freely because we feel vulnerable, or we feel we're going to get hurt, or we're not getting the same amount of love back. So people can sometimes get caught up in that measure of love,
Mm.
you know, measuring it, holding
Yes.
back,
Yeah.
giving only, which is a little bit different to investing in somebody. I think that's where people can get a little bit um, confused, because
Mm-hmm.
love shouldn't be measured.
No, it's unmeasurable. Love is unmeasurable. There's no, and if you do put a measure to it, then I'm trying to, you know, silence my phone here. I mean, my watch, it was just dinging. Sorry. um, yeah, it's unmeasurable. You can't measure. You can't. How do you measure someone in the time of vulnerability or in the time of pain that they just sit there with you and let you, you know, don't have to say anything. Just let you know that they're there. That you're in a safe place. How do you measure that? How do you measure someone who can only afford, um, a Walmart ring to someone who can afford a huge ring or a very expensive ring, but buy them, go to the local jewelry store. So how do you measure that? There's it shouldn't be measured. There's no measurement, none at all.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because,
So, mhm.
sorry, go ahead.
Kevin had said, for the most part, Valentine's Day is just another day to me, except when my daughters make me cards. Then it's love from my daughters expressing their love for daddy. And they're very careful with their cards. Oh, I have one, my oldest daughter made me 2 years ago, and it's huge.
A Valentine's Day
Yeah,
card.
it's different when it comes from the kids.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's different. It's like, oh, you really feel, because of the innocence. They
yeah,
don't know the meaning of, or the Valentine's Day is. All they know is I need to show love to daddy, or I need to show love to mommy,
Mommy,
kind
yeah,
of thing. Yeah.
beautiful. It's beautiful. I still make my own cards. I'm a big kid.
Oh,
Yeah, I
nice.
still like, and I don't, like do real fancy ones. I just get some nice paper, usually white, and then I just do my own colors. And yeah, I just feel it's a little bit more special because that in itself is a gift and it's an expression of your love to that person.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
usually with my family members, I do that because they know how kind of arty I am, and a little bit. I won't say for some people think it's weird. It's not. It's just that I guess it's that childlike um, expression that I like to have as well. So yeah, I can definitely relate to that, even though as an adult.
Yeah.
And there's nothing more beautiful, I think. Well, for me, I love it when someone does something like puts it together. It doesn't have to be expensive. That's what we really have to focus on, I think, is the thought and the love that goes behind giving a gift.
Yes.
And I know this uh, picking of a flower, which is, been around for years and years. And I know my dad always does, and still to this day, still does that. He will pick a flower, and it doesn't have to be an expensive one. It can even be just one of those daisies that grow
Daisy.
wild. Yeah. And
Yeah.
give it to my mum. And yeah, I do that. Sometimes I, will pick something out of the garden, or if there's something out when I've gone walking that I can pick up, I bring it back. So expressing love and not, having to pay hundreds or thousands of dollars to do so. And if you do have a partner that, mentions, or gives the impression that it wasn't enough, or it it wasn't like you've spent a lot of money on me, what do you do? Is that a red flag? This is something that we also have to uh, be aware of, right?
Most definitely a red flag.
We have this show, and I think you guys have it, Married at First Sight. Do you have that show there in
Yes.
the States?
Yes. Married at First Sight, and then the 90-Day Fiance.
Uh-huh.
And then something else. Crazy.
It's
I
called
don't watch it.
Crazy. It's called
No, it's
Crazy.
crazy. No, the
Oh, it's
show is
crazy.
crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, they've got the show going on at the moment here in Australia site, and it's really quite interesting to watch. Now, I don't know how true it all is, because some people say that some of it they've been told what to do and say and how to act, but
Yeah.
definitely you can see where some people are more material based than love based, or material based, feeling and expressing love only through material things. And for those that it's more the emotional connection, getting that flow. So having said that, love, when we spoke about what is love, and everybody expresses love in different ways. That's the other thing too. Or everybody interprets love in different
Hmm.
ways. And I know a lot of people know of the 5 love languages, particularly the book by Gary Chapman. He's also a Christian writer. So you're not into the book, Sanetta?
No, no, I'm not.
No?
I read the book, and I have my own opinion. You know me, I think differently. I think
Yeah,
differently
please
than
share
the
it.
most, because sometimes when there's something really good and it becomes a trend, and you start to ask yourself, am I really that shallow? Am I really that shallow? The 5 love languages, through these five, this is what your love language is. No, there's only one, and it's love. That's it. whether it's a hug, a touch, or a small gift, or a gift, or a thank you, or acknowledgement, or spending time together, you know, all of those encompass love. There are times where I just want time. There are times where a different acknowledgement, um, because I changed my hair or something. I would like to for him to see, that's just a moment, not a that's not my language.
Yeah.
you know, um, so love is love. There's only one language, and that is love. That's it. But that's just me. I'm not. I'm not the norm.
Yeah. I think what he tries to say is, I think it's sort of like an umbrella of these languages that people like to express it in different ways. And he's saying that some people actually feel more loved because it is expressed in a certain way. Um, yeah, I can definitely. I like all of them. I like all the the ways that one expresses the the language of love. Um, but definitely, some people have, we understand it more. And for example, I speak about, even for myself, um, we're very touchy feely huggy people at home, my family being from
Hmm.
Italians, because Italians, from an early age, they're with their children, they're very expressive, and with the hugs and the kisses and the, you know squeezing of the cheeks, and just out of nowhere your mum will just grab you and kiss you, and like as you're getting a little older, you're, no, just don't do that, mum.
Hmm.
So we learnt to express that kind of way of saying love, but not to say that the other ones aren't as important, but definitely, expressing it in a way that people understand it as well, and what you're familiar to. I think, not
Hmm.
everybody has um, the same upbringing, all different, even cultural as well has a lot to do with it, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I know in the Philippines, to show love is cooking. You
Mm.
know, um, and we're all very touchy feely too. I mean, it's common to see women, best friends holding hands together.
Yeah.
It's common. um there's no, they're not lesbians or anything like that, or they're not partners. It's just common. It's common for a brother and a sister, as old as we are.
Yes.
It is common to hold hands or to embrace out
Embrace.
in
Yeah,
public.
we do that in
Yeah,
Italy as well.
yeah, out in
Definitely.
public. There's no malice or anything about it. And when we leave home, we kiss on the lips, and when we come back, to home, we also kiss again. So
Yeah.
that's how, Filipinos are. So, uh, but
Italians.
living here
Italian.
in the U.S., it's like, what are you doing?
Right, right. But it's the same with the Italians actually. We, can be walking and you're embracing your friend, you're grabbing them by the arm and you're walking arm in arm with your girlfriend, or with, a male friend that may not necessarily be your boyfriend. Do you know what I mean? It's
Right?
just you've got that
Yeah.
really close friendship, like a brotherly, sisterly love. Um, and I do relate to the, leaving home and you kiss your parents hello and you kiss your parents goodnight or goodbye. Yeah. And men, may I say too, that are not, gay or anything, will embrace and kiss each other. And I
Hmm.
noticed in the Western world, there's this hug now that happens between men. It's like this, you
Yeah,
know,
this.
macho hug. There's like embrace and kind of like tap, not even cheeks, but it's like heads, isn't it? That they're
Yeah.
connecting. So love can be expressed in so many ways. Love can be
Yes.
expressed all the time. Definitely all the time. It doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be on Valentine's Day.
Right.
But what what drives us to? Do you still um, sort of like follow that ritual, or don't you follow that ritual? What about if you like someone and that someone doesn't know you exist? Because really, Valentine's Day was also for that romantic moment in your life where you really like someone, but that one person doesn't know you exist. How do you express love to that person?
Oh, very carefully, because the person doesn't know you exist. um, Let me just read what Kevin had said. I've been single since 2013 and sometimes missed a hand holding. I've had female friends who are just friends that I hold with high respect because of their kindness, but I know my boundaries as a friend. That's awesome. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I have male friends that know that boundary as well. Um, but how does a person express themselves to a person who doesn't know they exist? Well, the first question would be, how come they don't know you exist? Obviously, you're the person who's um, attracted to this individual uh, is in the proximity. At least they should be, right?
We think so.
It can't be somebody that they see on TV and like, oh my God, you know, um,
I mean,
but
like someone at work. I mean,
someone
haven't
at
you
work,
ever, yeah, have you ever received flowers or chocolates and you don't know where they're from? Really, for the life of you, you have no idea. And you've checked with your friends and they
yeah.
say, no, I didn't send them. No, no, it's me. It's like, has that happened to you?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
And did you ever
yeah.
find out who it really was in the end? Or was there a
They,
mystery through any of them?
yeah, they reveal themselves, after a while. So because I pried, because I needed to know, because I was, and because everybody knew that I was married.
Oh, and you
Yeah,
still got flowers and chocolates or whatever?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because
Please
yeah,
tell.
it's
Share this story. This sounds juicy.
so so um so usually I would get flowers, sent over, and I know it's from my husband, or and then I would have a different set when I get home, from work. So there's two sent, one at the office and one at home. And finally, I said, you know what, you need to stop. Don't do that at the office, because it just creates, I just don't like that attention, um, so this individual, this coworker, had came to work after I told hubby, no, no more flowers, no more, you know. And so uh, next thing I know, here comes flowers. I'm like, and I read it, and I was, this it? Who this guy? I kept on prying and prying and prying and prying, prying, till finally, he came forward. He said, I just, thought that I would send you, give you some flowers because you're nice, and I just wanted you know that we're a lovely person, and I just cut him off really quick because he was new. He wasn't at the office. I think like 2 3 months or something like that. Maybe 6 months. I'll give him 6 months. And I said, I'm married, right? Just
Straight up. That's it.
I'm married, right? And he said, oh,
Oh, you didn't know. Did he know? Oh, okay. Okay.
And
Oh, he
that's exactly what I did.
okay. That's right.
Well,
The
no,
best.
some women still wear their rings even though that they're. I was
Mm.
like, oh, well, no, I'm married. Yeah, and then the next question was, are you happy?
Oh, he asked you whether you were happy. So he knew you were married. That was just a that was just a thing. A blind spot he had.
And I said, that's the wrong question to ask me. I'm not the right person to ask. That is not nice. So, so yeah. Well, I think you need to, approach it delicately,
Mhm.
for someone that you like, or um, I think the best thing would do, my advice, take it or leave it. Ask the individual, would you mind if I'm thinking about, giving you something for Valentine's Day? Would you mind?
Yeah. Perfect.
You'll never know what the answer's going to be, right?
Exactly. Exactly. I think that's a um, yeah, great approach. And it's coming from a lady. So, it's coming from us ladies. So, gentlemen, take some notes here because sometimes, you may be really interested in a woman and you so much want her to be available. And even though she wears her wedding band and you're just a bit confused whether she's just wearing it because she likes to wear wedding bands. And the engagement ring. Obviously, you wear a wedding band and an engagement ring together, right?
Yes. I know I did that when I was divorced, just to keep men away. I know I
Right.
did it. That's
Mm,
why, when he said that, some women, I was like, oh, yeah, because I did it.
right. Okay. Which goes
Yeah.
to show, I think the best way or one of the best ways is to ask
Ask.
directly. You know, how long you been married for? I see you have a wedding band. Who's the lucky fella? You know what I mean? And oh yeah, and you're going to get a clear, or just say, I'm not quite sure. Are you married, or you just like to wear a wedding band to wear? You
Right.
know, steer men away.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with being open and transparent with your questions, right?
Right. So Kevin said, I have not been ready to venture into the romance zone yet. I have that fear of rejection. As a man, I'm emotional and often was made fun of, so I just learned to hide my emotions.
Mm.
Oh, well, I think we have put the rejection too much on the negative side. Sometimes rejection is good.
Mm.
That person is not really good for you. Um, and rejection sometimes lets you know, oh, okay, this is not. It's not good. It's not a good fit. It's not a. It's not a. Do we all want to have that? Yes, of course we do, right? But there is a possibility of no. So to have the no, it's okay. It's okay. I know I've been rejected. I have.
That's
Us
okay.
women
I
have
think we all have.
rejected.
I think we
Yeah,
all have. I have too.
yeah. If you ask us women, some of us, I think all of us, I would say that all of us did have that rejection too.
Right. And
Yeah.
one needs to also ask if we're continually getting those rejections, we have to go a little step further back and say, well, what are your thoughts about yourself too? What are your beliefs? What
Right.
do you really believe in? What's your core belief? Because if you already set out to believe that you're going to get rejected for the rest of your life now because you've been rejected from the past, well then unfortunately too you're creating that environment for yourself. You're creating that reality for yourself. So
Hmm.
we have to be very mindful of what we're thinking and the thoughts that we're thinking.
Yeah. And if you're fearing rejection, you just might get it because that's the first thing that's in your mind. Oh, okay, I'm gonna get rejected. You
Right.
know. So just be yourself. Be yourself, and if the person's if the people or the women, or whoever it is, they don't see the person, you, then it's the rejection is good.
Right. Exactly. Do you want to be with someone that doesn't want to be with you at this, that ideally? And like you said, Zanetta, sometimes, you know, well, not sometimes, I think most all times, if you're getting rejected, that means the universe is telling you that you're not a good fit. What you want sometimes is not what God wants for you.
Yes, so Chris Simpson says rejections are just God's way of setting you up for the greater. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly, Chris. Thank you. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Because
Yeah.
it just means that and we shouldn't take rejection so personally. I think there's just so much around that we make it like that's it, it's the end of our lives. We're going to die. No,
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
think if we learn to view rejection from a different perspective,
Hmm.
well then we're going to feel different about it.
Yeah.
We're going to have a different outlook on it. So our reaction's going to be different as well.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It should not be um, looked at as, an attack on you. Because it isn't.
Right.
It's just their choice. Their as you say, as the saying goes, the cup of tea.
Not my cup of tea.
Yeah,
Exactly. And
that
you may
cup of
not
tea.
be, but not only that, Zanetta, like you're saying, they may be having things going on in their lives. They're probably working through their own stuff. And
Yeah.
a lot of the times, and I know I have done this myself, put my finger up, we take it personally. Someone rejects you, and you make it all about yourself. It's about me. They don't like me. It's something I said. It's what I said. It's what I did. What did I
Hmm.
do? No, there could be a whole lot of things happening in that other person's world that you just have no idea of.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And, from experience, I've learned that depending how close this person is to you, and obviously if you have this kind of relationship and you're feeling so rejected, obviously you have a close relationship or a fairly close relationship enough that you can ask them,
Hmm.
is everything okay?
Yeah.
Have I done something? Is there something I've said that I'm not aware of that's upset you or do? Or, have that conversation. We are so good at creating stories. We're so good
In
at
our own
creating.
mind, huh? In our
So we're
own
going to,
mind.
yeah, we're going to get, we've got to start. We're so good at creating those negative stories that we're going
Hmm.
to get good at creating love stories, beautiful love stories. Because really,
Yeah.
we're renowned for creating stories. We just have to be mindful of what story we are creating in our minds.
Yeah.
What seeds are we planting? It's like a
Hmm.
garden. Our minds are like a garden.
Yeah.
We get to plant those seeds. We get to weed out the ones we don't want, all that nasty weed, and we know which ones they are. We just,
Yes.
it's look at your mind as a garden. I think that's a great analogy, don't you think?
Yeah. 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 I think the most dangerous thing that we do is talk.
Mm.
our how we talk to each other, how we talk to ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
It's very it's a danger thing, and so if you talk, you can only go as far as how you see yourself. You can't go above, because
Mm-hmm.
if you're seeing yourself as being rejected all the time, then that you can never go above that. So you have to, change your mindset, change who you are, change your vision of who you are and who you because who you're thinking you are is going to be projected out. Because if you're thinking that, oh, this is going to be another rejection, so you're already defeated, so your actions are going to be defeated. The person probably likes you,
Yes, yes, I was just about to say that. How
but
many
then
times?
but then they see this individual's, like, oh no, is and so the other individual's like, oh, he's not interested. Oh my God, why
I
is he
know.
not?
Interested.
So
I
so
know.
the
I
things that we
like
tell
him.
ourselves,
I
right?
like him, but he's just all of a sudden disappeared.
Yeah.
What
Where'd
happened?
he
And
go?
then, and we say, what did I do? Then it just circles around like that. So if we all
Yeah,
go around thinking, what did I do? I feel rejected all the time. See how that's creating waves in amongst everyone else that's around you? Yeah,
yeah,
very
yeah.
much so.
So yeah, so what we tell ourselves, the language that we speak, or how we talk to others, you know,
Mm.
um, it's an art. It's just have a conversation, and if you don't know how to have a conversation, just say, hey, I'm not really good at conversation, but I'm gonna try.
Exactly, exactly.
So Chris Simpson said, as a man thinketh, so is he. You can manifest the outcome for the positive or the negative. Yeah. Um, Kevin said, as a
Absolutely.
single father of two beautiful daughters, they have brought my masculine, feminine side feminine inside me, and made me a better person. And as their father, I give them the respect of their space, and in return, they do the same. See, and that's where um, you know the the wholeness of a man. You know, how Kevin was saying that they brought out his masculine and his feminine. Because men are known to not be emotional. Men are known to hide their feelings. Men are known to be this tough, this brute.
Boom, boom,
But
boom.
when you have this man who is masculine and feminine at the same
Mhm.
time, that's
Yes,
the wholeness. That's
beautiful.
sexy.
Yeah, it is sexy. And vulnerability too. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
that's sharing love. That is
yeah.
all about love too.
That's sexy. That is sexy. My husband is like that. He is not ashamed to cry when we're watching a movie and he's touched by it. And I'm looking at him like, and he's just crying,
Oh,
just fighting. I was like, oh,
how beautiful.
and that made me cry because I was like, oh,
You tough
that's
you.
yeah. I'm not because I'm not an emotional person. So his his sensitivity and his vulnerability, makes me look at him um, in a different light, in a light of, this is a real man.
Mm,
Yeah, yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely. So, gentlemen, don't be afraid to show your love in all these different ways, being vulnerable, just
yes,
having those
and
conversations.
not only on Valentine's Day.
Yes, every day. Every day. Exactly. Exactly. And tapping into that love in whichever way that it comes through. It doesn't have to be, the 5 love languages and following it, because sometimes we can characterize ourselves and say, oh, that's the only way I understand love. It's quality time, or there's different times for different,
Yes.
people and stages of your life as well. So like we
Yes.
said earlier, sometimes it's that hug we want. Sometimes it's that communication we want. Sometimes it's just that silence, but that time to just have that person next to us that's expressing love.
Yeah.
So yeah, awesome. Well, that's been great. It's been a great conversation, Zanetta. For
Yes.
coming on to Let's Talk Relationships. So this is my first show, and I really wanted to have you as my
Oh,
first
it's
guest.
an honor. Thank you so much.
And of course, we have Fun Fresh Fridays tomorrow for those that follow Zanetta on Fun Fresh Fridays, and myself. We get on together and have some conversations in together with others. So yeah, I just want to say thank you to everybody for joining
Yeah.
in, all the guests. And
Yes. Thank you.
please, if you have any topics that you want to talk about, or you want to come on the show, please. I would, this is about everybody. It's not only high profile people or people that have a book or whatever. I've got some interesting people lined up that are going to be coming on and talking about different things about relationships. It can be self relationship, it can be partner relationship, it can be career relationships, anything to
Mhm.
do with relationship. And any topic. And if there are any topics, subjects that people want us to talk about, please let me know about it. So yeah, Zanetta, what would you like to say to round this up? And any messages to the audience about Valentine's Day, love, and all that's beautiful stuff we
Yeah.
spoke about?
Take your own definition of what Valentine's is for you, and how you express it, and your own interpretation, or how you view what love is. Because sometimes we can get so caught up in somebody else's definition that we lose ourselves, and then we mess up in trying to express what we know as love. This is how I, express love, and to know yourself, and to know your spouse, or to know your loved one, how they express love. Uh, and so my husband is, I know my husband. Sometimes he says the wrong things.
According to you?
Oh no, not
Oh
just
no.
according to me.
Okay.
Not just according to me, but I know his heart.
Yeah.
I know his heart. And so, because I know that, and I know how he is, I know that he's not attacking me, but he just has a certain way of, saying things that, that just doesn't come out the right way. So, from my love to him, I would tell him, I know you didn't mean it that way. Oh no, I didn't mean it that way. I know, that's why I'm telling you.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, know, get to know, you know, um, have your own, express your own way. Don't get too caught up in the hype of Valentine's and other people's definition.
Exactly. Love it. Love it. Yes, absolutely. So enjoy your Valentine's Day that's coming up. Enjoy the lead up to Valentine's Day. Surprise her with little things. So just your presence, just you being the love, being love, because you are love. We are all
Yes.
love. We all come from love. And being yourself is the best love that you can share with that very special someone. So thank you once again. Wishing you all lots of love and lots of passion, of course. And I will be seeing you next week on Friday, AEST Australian Eastern Standard Time, 12:30, and Eastern Standard Time, 8:30 next week, Thursday and Friday. So thank you, Zanetta. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
sharing. Bye for now.
Bye.